The Russian assault on Kharkiv comes less than a day after France said Putin told French President Emmanuel Macron that he would stop strikes against civilian targets. This morning, EU delegates to the United Nations walked out of a speech by Russia's foreign minister at a conference on disarmament to show their support for Ukraine. Let's bring in ABC's Elizabeth Schulze in Washington for more on this. Elizabeth, how is the White House responding to this latest attack on Kharkiv and the allegation that Russia could be guilty of a war crime?
Well, Diane, the White House has made very clear that it supports international multilateral efforts to investigate war crimes, to hold Russia accountable if these crimes are committed in Ukraine. We do know that the International Criminal Court has now started the process of an investigation into war crimes there, with the prosecutors saying that there's reason to believe that it is being committed. And certainly this attack in Kharkiv, the images there speak for themselves. We heard President Zelensky of Ukraine talking about how clearly this is a targeted effort on civilians. The Kremlin is, of course, continuing to deny this. But at this time, we know that the White House says that it wants to move forward with those international efforts. It supports that multilateral approach, Diane.
And a senior administration official tells ABC News that they've learned Russia is planning a more devastating attack, saying they will, quote, crush Ukraine. We've always known that Russia has many more forces than what's currently in the country. So what can you tell us about what they're expecting?
An ominous warning here, but one that's no surprise given what that we've heard from senior officials throughout and leading up to this invasion. The senior official tells us that at one point there was a glimmer of hope that perhaps President Putin would pursue the diplomatic path, but clearly that is not what's happening right now, saying that there is a devastating attack on Ukraine being planned, that indeed that the Russians will crush Ukraine. Now, we've been hearing from the Pentagon that all the plans to basically encircle Kyiv are moving forward. We have seen the images of those convoys. And at this time, there is no sign that Russia has any plans to de-escalate. In fact, what we've seen on the ground, what the Pentagon and the State Department are saying is that Russia is turning to more aggressive methods that could result in the loss of more innocent life as it's met that resistance from Ukrainian forces. Diane.
And at least 40 senators are now calling on President Biden to grant temporary protected status to the estimated 29,500 Ukrainians with non-immigrant visas in the U.S. So what would that mean exactly, and how is the White House responding to that?
Right. So what this would do would allow those 29,000 people who are here, perhaps on student visas, travel visas that are about to expire, to stay in the country, not risk deportation, but they would not get permanent residency. We haven't heard from the White House in response to this letter. It was sent mostly in coordination with Senators Dick Durbin and Rob Portman. And they say if there's any time that we should not be sending people back, it's now. They're urging the president to use his executive authority to allow these people to stay. Ultimately, this is just one of the ways that we are seeing that the U.S. says this is what we can do to help. We shouldn't be sending students who are here back to the Ukraine at this time. What the White House is going to do, we're still waiting from their response, Diane.
All right, Elizabeth Schulze for us in D.C. Thanks, Elizabeth.
Thanks.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.